Hey everybody, this is Rudy Sarzer from Quiet Riot, and you're listening to Tom and Zeus on the Shout It Out Loudcast.
Oh boy, here we go. This is Gene Simmons.
Put that cookie down.
Kiss.
Stop pressing the button.
Stockbroker Simmons.
Star?
Paul Stanley.
Is that what he does? Stop shouting.
My name is Ace Riley.
He's not what you would call a handsome man.
Oh no, here come the kiss times. Is that a positive thing? Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna grab me an ice cold mellow yellow.
Why? Why do that to the fan? Stop it. Why? Because fuck them.
That's what are you talking about? 617-525-0050. You do? Hey, fucko. Do you like Kiss? Settle down.
Hello. Hey, what's up there, Kiss Army? Tom and Zeus, another episode of Shout It Out Loudcast, episode 290. Raise your glasses. Raise your glasses.
Look at you.
That's
Embracing.
right.
You're
I know you
embracing it.
motherfuckers love my singing, so fuck you.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, by the way, pick up our book.
Pick up our book. Welcome, new listeners. You bunch of annoying fucks. Yeah. So, it's 2 years in the making. It's finally coming here. We're going to do a fun episode here with Mr. Joey will join us in a little bit. But yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah. The less Joey Cassata, the better.
The better. Yeah, agreed. He's more behind the scenes.
I know Joey Cassata.
Yeah. Thankfully.
Exactly. Yes.
He needs to be behind the mask. He needs to be.
Oof.
He's not what you would call a handsome man. Oh, boy. Anyways, Tom, last week we did a fun episode from me. Yep. I don't know about you, but for me, I couldn't get enough of it.
Oh, yeah. You weren't sure if I liked that episode.
Yeah. One of the reasons why I love doing this show, one of the reasons why I still love this band, and we talked about Paul Stanley choruses, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we had a poll. How did that go?
Yep, we always do a poll, obviously, and this one was a little bit difficult because we could have picked a ton of different songs, but we went with these four for best chorus. Now, I don't know how many people actually read the poll. It's not best song, it's best chorus. But the options this week were Sure Know Something, Love Gun, Heaven's on Fire, and Turn on the Night. Okay. Sure Know Something, 40%. Turn on the Night, 22%. Love Gun, 21%. And Heaven's on Fire, 17. Obviously, no wrong answers there.
I thought you had to sing the titles, Tom.
I don't do that. That's off the George Zeus Piandes sings the hits.
That's off the Jorge Plantes sings the hits of yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. A couple comments here. Our buddy Chris Deese. All are fantastic, but Turn on the Night is next level for me. Vinny's Bra Strap, always a nice Twitter handle. Flip a coin. All are outstanding. Yeah, a lot of people getting involved there with the amazing Turn on the Night there. Let's see what else we got going on here. Our buddy Glenn Barth. I'm surprised that nothing from Live to Win was mentioned. Well, Glenn, fair point, fair question, but we're sticking to Kiss songs here. He says Live to Win, Bulletproof, and Where Angels Dare are some of my favorites. I will give you that, Glenn. Those are great songs off that solo album. So many great Paul Stanley choruses. This could be a March Madness bracket, Zeus. Ooh.
Could have.
Yeah, but we know everybody will pick Detroit Rock City, so it doesn't matter, Glenn.
You can't do this shit with people. No, that's the best song. That's not what we asked.
No one follows the rules. But Glenn, credit for being creative. I like it. Our buddy Nige. I haven't listened to the episode yet. Why not, Nige? But if Turn on the Night doesn't make an appearance, I'm going to go Angry Bruce on your asses and crack some fucking heads. Okay, Nige, it made it. Don't worry. Our buddy Heavy Little Mayo, he said, Zeus, did you just say coalesce? Dumb it down. Dumb it down. You should know better than to use.
Oh, gee, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you.
You should know it more than to use polysyllabic words. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I just broke my own rule. We won't use big words, put it that way.
Sorry.
But that's what we got for the Twitter sphere this week.
All right. Over on the Book of Face, Austin Murdoch. Took me 3 hours to get through this episode because I had to keep pausing the show to go listen to the full songs. Zeus, you nailed it. This episode in particular reminded me why this is my fucking band. Fantastic episode, guys. Love it. Thanks, Austin.
Love that, Austin. Thanks, buddy.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Kevon Jepson.
Ah, jeez. Here it comes.
Oh, Jepson. Sorry.
Giggity. Whatever.
Yeah, Tom.
Uh-oh. What did I do?
Tomorrow is easily my number one.
Whoa, number one.
Yeah, dude, you got Kevon Jepson on your side.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Congratulations.
I don't know if Flat Earth or Jepson being on my side is a good thing, but I love him anyways.
Then 1 in a Million. Then Turn on the Night. Zeus, you had me crying, singing all the choruses, especially Rise to It. I'm going to rise. I'm going to rise. I'm going to rise. You broke into a little Sharon Osbourne for a minute. I fucking did not break into her, that motherfucker. Love hearing Arnold again. Here you go, all you.
Rise to it. I'm going to rise to it. You know, you really can do it, but you got to rise to it before you can do it.
No, you got the rise to it. You got the Heart of Chrome. You got a lot of choruses you can pick from the Paul Stanley.
Hey guys, when's the Ace chorus episode? Snow blind. I can't see a thing.
I love my dolls. Definitely
Juvenile delinquent. Sorry.
The pursuit of rock and roll. Anyways, part 2 definitely need for this topic. I second that, Kevon.
Yeah, good one.
Kyle Schneider says, what's up, TNZ? Great episode. Love the category. I think moving forward, I'll list all the Dirty Dozen songs, and he names a bunch of songs that should be disqualified from any list. Keep the shows coming. That's
all the hits?
What I call the Tom band list from weddings.
Yeah,
Tom
exactly.
has a list that you cannot play these at a wedding. And so when we do lists, imagine if it's almost like, what was it? Is it Wheel of Fortune that they're like, okay, here are the first things. And they always have like the S, the T's, the R's, the A's and things.
Yep.
So every list we do, Rock and Roll Night, Detroit Rock City, Love It, Lick It Up, Love Gun, Heaven's on Fire, all wiped out, Tom.
Yep.
What do you think of that idea?
I like it. We could do that because that's fair.
That might be an episode. Name your fucking fatigue songs. There you go. Next week.
Okay. Yeah. Just go to the end of the road set list and there you go. That's it.
100% there. All right, Bobby Kenner. Once again, you guys nailed it. I find myself singing or hearing more of Paul's stuff in my head than anything else due to his catchy hooks and choruses. You guys listed some fantastic examples. Off the top of my head, You Love Me to Hate You, love that song, and Reasons to Live are big ones for me. It really does make you love this stuff when you take a deep dive. Hilarious stuff with Ace talking about asylum and doing audio on your book too. Shit, I don't remember writing that song, Radar for Love.
That's because you didn't.
Well, Ace is busy still, Tom, filming the dating game shows. We've been talking about that skit for a while.
That's gotta come to fruition. Bachelorette number 2.
It's always number 2.
You know why it's always number 2? Because I'm always making a number 2.
Bachelorette number 2. You wake up in the middle of the night and you smell something foul. You reach over and there's something moist on your hand. You A, get the fuck out of there. B, say fuck it and pass back out. Or C, take a fucking fire hose and wash the bed and me down like a fucking circus elephant.
You know what's great about this episode? We're promoting the book that we've been working on. We've been working on this songs. We've been working on this book for 2 years, and now we're impersonating Ace shitting himself in bed with his girlfriend.
What's that smell? Oh, sorry, honey. You shouldn't have fed me those sloppy Joe sliders before the show. Oh, fuck.
Hey, honey. What's your sign? Mine's feces. My friends call me number 2.
Bachelorette number 1. What's your favorite brand of diapers for me?
Oh, Jesus.
A, Pampers. B, depends. Well, C, fuck it. Grab one of the shirts I just picked up at Target.
My favorite are the hotel towels.
Get one of those soft white ones. I want to leave. Those. I want to leave a Turkish surprise for the maid.
Jeez.
Hey, honey, I left you a fucking autograph in the bathroom. All you.
Scout, get over here. Don't make me take the blame for all this.
Oh. All right. I think we're promoting a book today.
Yeah, really. Jesus.
Oh, boy. Ryan, Michael, Scott, Courtney, Crone, Kulik, Lane, Simmons, Ramaswamy, Nimrata, fucking J.D. Vance, fucking Scott. I thought of this halfway through the episode and agree with Zeus's words on it, too. But I didn't miss Gene. While I love Gene in many of his songs, he never came to mind while listening to this episode. But listening to the Demon Show, I kept thinking how we need a Paul song. Paul didn't need pats on his back. He does that enough himself. But this was a great reminder why he should get a pass sometimes on how he acts today. He deserves his success and provide us with countless songs we love and have listened to for decades. Your lists are basically best of. So many great, if not perfect songs. I'd have to pick Turn on the Night as my number 1. And thank you, Tom, for putting the very underrated Tomorrow. What is Tomorrow Tods?
Yeah, Tomorrow Tods.
On your list. Great discussion and topic as always. You know, guys, I will say this, right? The fact that we're talking about Raise Your Glasses and the Kiss songs seems like apropos if we're going to fucking go from the Paul choruses in the songs. Because we're doing 2 back-to-back weeks of just admiring the brilliance and the fun of Kiss songs.
Praising the band, praising the songs. Yeah, that's what it's all about.
I can't believe I said brilliance as far as songs, but that's okay.
It is though. Not every song needs to be Stairway to Heaven. It's okay to have, Love Gun. You can still be great.
Yeah, Tom, you pull the trigger of my Love Gun, not me.
Exactly. There doesn't need to be a bustle in your hedgerow to be a genius. Okay? It's okay.
Yeah. Let's move on over to Loudcasters and see what we got over there, okay? By the way, a big shout out, thank you to Josh Brown, who put the fucking headshot of me on some fit guy in a fake album that's coming out from me singing all the choruses. Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for that. That got a lot of fucking responses there, brother. Adam Stevenson writes, both lists are great. You nailed 19 of 20 songs until Tom's number 1 pick. I'll never understand. You dynasty tards in that song. Dude, I don't know what to tell you. If you don't get some Sure Know Something, that's on you, buddy.
Yeah. Adam's always had a hate. I was going to say love-hate, but it's more hate.
Hair across his ass.
Yeah, with that album. Yeah, that's whatever. Whatever. It's okay.
John Hudson put an album fucking vinyl of Gabriel Kaplan's Up Your Nose.
Yeah, Mr. Carter.
The great Charles, don't call me Mark Eaton. All right, people. As you guys predicted, this episode definitely made me remember why I became a Kiss fan. Paul's choruses, the first of which was Heaven's on Fire, pulled me in for my first listen in the mid-1980s. Paul knew the form of the 80s Kiss, and it made the cheesiest of songs have staying power in our tape deck. Smooth melodies and delivery that were created perfectly to the music. Earworms that you're singing or are weak or hearing them. Lyrics you just can't help but smile at. You Make Me Rock Hard and You Love Me to Hate You have always been 2 of my favorites just because the builds that charge up the choruses. Exactly. We always talk about You Make Me Rock Hard. That pre-chorus makes that song. It's awesome. Really good.
I agree.
Kiss was always the best in my opinion because they became a nostalgic touring act that just played and replayed the nauseum, the hits. Once the creativity was removed, the appeal wasn't appealing anymore. Your lists were both great, TNZ. You guys are on fire with your podcast. I'm looking forward to Raise Your Glasses book, even though it means that I have to read, hey, let's get an audio version of this bad boy in Ace's voice.
Nice. Love it.
The great Sean Whiteman. So many other songs could have made this list. This episode was definitely an eye re-opener. Reminded me why I love this band so much. It's crazy that Paul wrote a song as great as Modern Day Delilah 30 plus years after Love Gun. I sure he hopes he puts his paintbrush in Brussels sprouts and puts up some new music.
Yeah, it's good. Great point.
Kevin Doyen. Hey, Zeus, Tomorrow is an awesome song with a great chorus.
Yeah.
Just my opinion, of course. Unmasked doesn't get the love it deserves.
Yes.
And then we had some more comments going back and forth there. Half of America's favorite real estate couple, Joey Romanek. Joey, don't hog that bicep curl, Romanek.
Yeah.
Guy. Killer topic, killer episode. Now, when do we get the Spotify playlist that is just snippets of Zeus singing these choruses? Oh, yeah, that'll be coming in a box set near you. Justin Seal, this is the kind of episode that really gets the juices flowing. You guys playing tracks really makes the episode. I'm singing along with every song. And then you realize how awesome Kiss is. But more importantly, you realize how many great fucking songs Paul wrote. Bravo. Great episode. Exactly, Justin.
Yep.
And just for the people that know, there's a little bit of variety. So when I make these episodes and edit them, I will do that for our regular episodes that go on, Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I will put the clips in. For YouTube, I don't put the clips in because they'll get tagged and we'll get copyright stuff. So I have to set up two different fucking tracks, one for regular podcast and one for YouTube. So the guys, if you want to get really and listen to the songs, if you listen to this on YouTube, you got to download the podcast.
Yep.
The Greek Thunder from Down Under, Thanos Socrates writes, great episode, boys. Paul Stanley's the leader of Kiss, and those catchy choruses are the reason why Kiss remained relevant through the 80s and 90s. Excellent point. Yep. I agree with most of your choices, but how can you forget the classic Come On and Love Me just because you guys have it on one of your albums there? And Nowhere to Run. Hide Your Heart in the anthemic All Night. Who said they're not? It's just we had to come up with 10.
Yeah,
so there'll probably be
right.
another list at some point.
You could have picked pretty much every Paul song. I mean, but great points. Great points, buddy.
Yeah, you might also not forget the classic Shout It Out Loud, one of Kiss's greatest courses. I don't know about that. Rock on, boys. Good luck with the book. Can't wait to see the fruits of your labor. Yeah, we think the same thing, too. Tom, over on YouTube. Strutter72, awesome episode. Legends, keep rocking. Barnaby Jones Wild. I don't know. On the surface, from an outside perspective, this topic might seem trivial or reaching, but us listeners know that it fits your podcast perfectly. This is just one of many reasons why I love your show. One of many reasons I keep coming back. Well, we respect you guys, and we don't just fucking basically pack it in and just say, fuck it. Let's have a talk about.
No, almost 300 episodes in, the creativity is always on point. We always try to do something interesting for us and for you guys. So, yeah.
McMurphy75 says, I'm always thought the meaning of I'm so fast, that's why the ladies call me Mr. Speed, is more about how quick he picks up and gets girls. Yeah. They fall for him fast or with his smooth moves. Yeah, of course it is. It's not about him.
It's not premature ejaculation.
Yeah, two pump chump.
Yeah.
All right. I'll end it with this, Tom. Our good friend, Montreal 3944, which I'm assuming is Montreal Voots. I don't know why these fucking names keep changing. Anyways, at first I thought this episode would consist of choosing 10 concert rants by Paul. Peoples, backstage, they brought us some tequila. There was some customer officer who looked at me and said, Mr. Stanley, what's that? Which would be guaranteed to make loudcasters die of laughter. But this show has the same effect on me as it did for Zeus. It made me reappreciate the many great tunes the band has released over the years. And I found myself eagerly anticipating each song's first note to play. As for the question of the week, a medley of Kiss songs would have been my choice for the set list for the final shows at MSG. You get to hear so many more songs, including the opening riffs, lyrics, which usually the best part of each. Black Sabbath with Ozzy did that. Just one of their shows, 4 to 5 songs, 9-10 minute medley, and got the crowd going. Carry On, such great show for us gents. Thank you, Montreal 3944. Tom, over to you.
All right, let's look at a couple things from Instagram here. We got one from Delightfully Dysfunctional. I love this one and the Demon Songs episode. My only complaint is that All Night didn't make either of your lists. Kind of understandable, though it feels like a bit of a cousin to Take It Off. One is about paying. Oh, I like this. Then she says, one is about paying for it. The other is about getting it for free. Oh, I like that. Dave Rockstar says, come on, guys. How did You Make Me Rock Hard not make the cut? Outrageous. And Junior Vintage, wow, you know a great episode when you are singing the chorus to rise to it. Love that Tom pulled out Tomorrow. Woohoo!
Tomorrow cards.
I love it. We need more of you guys. All right, let's get to a couple of emails here. Mark Bomer, another incredible episode. I'm especially excited about the release date for Raise Your Glasses and will definitely treat myself to a slightly early birthday present because I deserve it. As I enter my personal 40th year as a never died once for a moment Kiss fan, I was reminded during your largely very wise selection of Paul Stanley choruses how, like Tom's expressed growing appreciation of Sure Know Something, I've learned to appreciate Kiss as much for what they recorded as for what they didn't record. For example, in Firehouse, the music leading up to the chorus with Ace playing lead is all out, no doubt, pre-chorus music. Sure, they could have filled it up with lyrics, but they didn't. They let Ace's riffs be prominent in making the song that much better. For Lick It Up, say what you will about the lack of a lead guitar part, but the fact that they didn't include one and let that song breathe is one of the reasons why it's so well received. Finally, one of Paul's best songs ever, Heart of Chrome. Not only is that song the antithesis of formula rock with musical patterns, there is a subtle moment many Kiss fans miss. The pre-chorus lead vocal that follows Bruce's mind-blowing solo is sung by Gene, not Paul, adding that much more texture to the most perfectly deep cut in history, in my humble opinion. Wow. Thanks, guys. Keep up the great work. God bless you, brothers. Excellent stuff there, Mark. Love it. And we got one here from, he explains how to pronounce it. Tim Van Dawn. It cannot be denied that Paul Stanley wrote very catchy choruses that stick in your head. He can do that best, but Gene is no less. The crazy thing is, some of Gene's catchy gems didn't even make it onto a Kiss album. I have a feeling that was stopped by Paul Stanley. Here's an example. I recently attended a performance by the Gene Simmons Band in the Netherlands. He played Are You Ready? This really is a great sing-along Kiss live song. It turns out that Gene first offered it for Sonic Boom and later for Monster, both rejected. I can only think of one person who stopped it, Paul Stanley. But why? Politics, and he spells it P-O-U-L. Why would Paul abandon such a typical Kiss song? Is it too good, so that his songs seem inferior in proportion because of Paul's oversensitive and insecure character? Many lesser Gene songs have appeared on Kiss album. It's My Life is another example of a great Kiss song by Gene, which he wrote at the time of Creatures of the Night, rejected. And again later, while the band had recorded for Psycho Circus, It's My Life would have been a real Kiss live anthem. As a final example, Sweet and Dirty Love from Gene's solo album Asshole. Gene brought it in for Psycho Circus, another typical catchy Kiss song, but no, rejected by Paul? ? Interesting. And we will finish up our feedback and emails with one from our buddy Trent Bally. Coming up with this as an episode topic, as well as the Demon songs a couple weeks ago, proves how great you guys are at keeping the show entertaining. I was so excited when I saw the Coming Soon on Patreon, because no matter how big or small of Kiss fans we all are, we all love the brilliance of a Paul Stanley chorus, whether we even realize it or not. You guys nailed it. When you strip away all the drama, all the lip-syncing rumors, the Ace cult, all that bullshit, it's the music that makes Kiss. And like Zeus said, it's a whole lot of Paul. I love what you guys said about 80s Paul being the heavy hitter when it comes to anthemic, catchy choruses. Paul turned the songwriting corner when he made his solo album in 78, and I completely agree that his solo album was a precursor for what was to come through the 80s. That's also why adding the brilliant guitar work and songwriting of Vinnie Vincent made Lick It Up easily one of the greatest Kiss albums and quite possibly the strongest 80s album. I also think that Paul collaborating with songwriters like Desmond Child and Diane Warren was nothing but a huge plus. I couldn't agree more with Chris Jericho that Heaven's on Fire is one of the greatest 80s choruses, period, not just Kiss. Last week, I was at a local record store and I bought Cher's 1987 self-titled album on vinyl, which I love.
Yes! I love that.
But yeah, that's right, everybody. My co-host is cheering on Cher.
I love Cher in the fucking 80s.
because it has a lot of songs co-written by Desmond Child and Diane Warren. It's no coincidence that all of these superstars were running in the same circles. I'm glad you guys gave Turn on the Night some love, as I knew you would, and I personally would throw in Thrills in the Night and Hide Your Heart as honorable mentions. But it's not my show. You guys each gave great lists. Thanks for another rockin' Saturday morning, and congratulations on the book. I think I speak for all the Loudcasters when I say we can't read to read it, and hope that you guys do an episode about the process of making it at some point. Well, Trent, that last sentence right there, you hit the nail on the head, because this is that episode. And your opinions, your love of the show, your support of the show, and your interest in all of our topics, we love that so much, Trent. You get it. You're a huge fan, and we respect and admire that. So, Trent Bally, you are the comment of the week.
Good answer. Good answer. I like the way you think. I'm going to be watching you.
Trent, you rock. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. And Tom, two other people we appreciate along with a whole family there, and that is new Patreon members Brad Chandler, who comes on as a Star Child member, and Roger Gorman, who comes on as a Spaceman member. Patreon family, we've got two guys, new ones, and we so appreciate you jumping in and contributing and being part of the family. Patreon has been there supporting this show, and it's been a huge help in the success. And with you, Patreon, hence we have this subject that we're talking about today. A lot of that help comes from you, Patreon. You guys are one of the main reasons why this show keeps growing and getting more popular. So thank you to Patreon, Roger Gammon, Brad Chandler, for jumping into the Patreon family. If you're interested in joining our Patreon family, please go to our website, shoutitoutloudcast.com. Right on the landing page, there's a button there that says Patreon. You can't miss it. Click on that. We have 4 different tiers. So 4 different ways you can contribute, find one that fits your monetary needs, and you have different things that you get back. We just sent out another email for our new album review crew participation with the Patreon family. They're going to pick the new album for us to review. We're off to a good start so far, so good job, Patreon.
Yes.
But you got that. You got polls. You got sneak peeks. You get our merch. Now we've added guitar picks for certain tiers. We've had koozies for certain tiers. We have T-shirts. We have stickers. We have our chat groups. We have our live video chats we do. There's tons of stuff there for everyone that's interested in joining our Patreon family. Plus, you guys are there to support the show, and that's what Patreon does best. So please join Patreon and support the show. And we love our Patreon families, and welcome aboard Brad and Roger.
Yep, Zeus said it best. Huge shout out to Roger and Brad for joining the family. And whether you're brand new like those guys or if you've been there since day one, we love you guys. Your generosity and your support of the show cannot be understated. And as Zeus mentioned, this book would not have been possible without the support that you guys give us every month, every day, every week. So thank you so much. And a special shout out this week to Roger and Brad.
And Tom, we actually have someone is joining us now. Who's that?
Oh, no. Yeah, who's here? Speak up. Who are you?
Move over, you two idiots. I'm back, baby.
That's right.
I have made my return.
That's right. It's the great... forget it. It's just Joey Cassata, our friend and co-author of the brilliant, soon-to-be New York Times Amazon bestseller, Raise Your Glasses. Joey, what's up, buddy?
Woo, what's up, boys? What about a little over a year in the making with this book? Crazy times, right?
Well over a year. Well over a year.
Right, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I will tell you guys that Joey just got back from a family trip in Disney World, right? Not Land, World.
Disney World, yeah.
And literally landed, jumped back on, and got on to promote this book for you fucking assholes out there. So buy the fucking book.
Buy the book, you fucks. That's the dedication.
You fucking idiots. Buy this book. Yeah. I'm not even joking. I just got off a plane. I took a lift straight from the airport, came home, guzzled the scotch, ate half a meatball parm, grabbed a beer, and I'm here, baby.
Nice. Perfect.
You look even more uglier than normal that we're used to. You look like you've had some hard traveling time.
Listen, I know why you guys are a radio or whatever podcast show. No video allowed. I get it.
We got a face for podcast, brother. We know it. Yeah,
that's okay, buddy. That's okay. We all can't have Sonny Pooney as our fucking clickbait for good looks, like you guys.
Don't mention that moron, please. You know I can't.
Dude,
stand
he's
that
the
idiot.
best looking one of that group. I'm sorry, but
that's not saying much.
Really,
that's not saying much. I'll give Sonny, and this is coming from a bald guy. He's got a nice head of hair. Joey, your hair's okay, but Sonny's got a nice head of hair.
All right,
you two are talking about hair, you assholes? Really?
No, I'm not talking about your hair. I'll give you the props for your hair. But, Sonny's got you guys all in the looks. I'm sorry.
Wow. You've met Sonny Pooney or no?
Joe Zeus is drunk. Don't worry about it.
I was going to say, you remember What's Happening, right? Remember Rerun?
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know. I'm assuming that's meant for Sonny, not me.
Yes. No, you're not.
Yeah, of course.
Jesus Christ. I mean,
why
even
is
you
Sonny,
might...
Why is Sonny rerun? He doesn't
Reminds you of Rerun. You could see Sonny in the suspenders,
just
fucking
do it like that.
popping.
Rerun is like a fire hydrant. He's like 5'1", 400 pounds. Sonny's like, I don't know,
Sonny's 6'1", 400 pounds.
Oh, that was it. When we were at Creatures
That's
Fest,
just his head.
and Jericho because Jericho cursed out Pooney every time he can too, because he hates him too. He meets Pooney in person. He goes, "Oh shit! Maybe I should have been cursing you out so much." He didn't realize how big Pooney was.
Yep.
Yeah, but I remember when Tom met Jericho, and he's like, "Dude, he's fucking tiny. I can take him."
Dude, the first
why don't you start with him? See how that goes.
The first time I saw Jericho in person, I go, "What? What's?"
He's got the belt.
Well, I guess we're not going on talk as Jericho and sales are plummeting.
That's true. Maybe edit that out, Zeus. Before we get into the book, we're going to do what we usually do every week and just talk about Kiss World, Kiss News, whatever's going on in there right now.
So Hall of Famer Gary Capp kept us abreast about what's going on in Kiss World. Tom, why don't you let us know?
Yeah, he two Hall of Famers there. Our buddy Jeff Trott and Gary Capp. They both went to the outside of Buffalo, event. I believe it was the Gene concert. Yep. Good show. They said the set list was probably less than desirable. But they said the show was great. The performance was great. Gene is obviously the consummate showman. The
Brian Tichy got a lot of love, I heard.
Well, Brian Tichy's Joey as a drummer. Brian Tichy. I saw Brian Tichy once when he played when Jeff Tate was doing the Queensryche tour. And I remember me and our buddy Jimmy were like, holy fuck, who is this drummer? Because I didn't know Brian Tichy at the time. Just incredible. And thanks to Zeus, Brian Tichy's posting photos of his broken fucking big toe.
Fungi, fucking disgusting.
From his bass drum, his kick pedal beating him up. But anyways,
count the fucking toe hairs on his knuckles, on his toes. Most disgusting photo I've seen in a long time. But regardless, they did a good job. Jeff said the same thing. He thought it was a good event.
Yep.
Yeah, it went well. Gene actually the day before got some awards. They named the street after him.
Yep.
It was a good event for him and our buddies at Gene Simmons Moneybag Soda. So good for all of them.
That's right. Yeah. And then Gary also went to see an Ace show. And Gary, I mean, we know you guys, everybody knows Gary, obviously, but he pulls no punches. He's honest. He said that the show was good. He said Ace wasn't, that bad.
Yeah, we've heard that lately. A few people have said, that performance-wise, he's not that bad.
But I also think, again, we say this all the time, you got to give credit to that kick-ass band. That band just fucking rips. And that obviously it's no surprise they lift Ace up. But Gary even said Ace didn't sound bad, didn't play bad. We saw that picture that was posted on social media. He looks like the ultimate Muppet now. I don't know what's going on. Joey, did you see that picture?
That fucking wig he's got on is horrendous.
I saw a couple pictures. Listen. I'm not disagreeing with you. Does he look like a Muppet? Of course he does. But
go ahead.
These guys, he's on stage. He's rocking out. He's looking like a rock star on stage. He's got that persona. And does he have a little help with the hair department? Probably.
All right. Why don't you look at your phone? Why don't you look at that photo?
I know it already. No, we were sending this in the quarantine thread all day. Trust me. I mean, the glass. Listen, Ace with the glasses on still looks like a rock star. Up close, he's Ace.
He does. He does.
For some reason, when he takes the glasses off, You know, he's funny. You know, he's Ace. He looks like Ace.
Like the picture that Zeus sent. It almost looks like Ace is almost like, yeah. What time is it? Oh, jeez. I just got.
But it also looks like a Party City wig from the '80s that he just threw on his head that he picked up. It looks like. Do you remember that photo? Like the reunion photo where Peter has his hairdo and his eyebrows are up, and the hair just looks horrendous. That's what that wig looks like. It looks like that wig from that reunion photo for Peter. It's just, what the fuck? It's terrible. And that's big news for us to talk about Ace's wig.
Well, that's
Tommy,
it. Yeah.
Tommy looked like he played some concert with Robin Zander, I think it was, Cheap Trick. I thought I saw some photos like that.
Yeah, he's always messing around being active.
And so did Eric. Eric was in that too. I saw Eric Singer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't see any of this. What was that?
I think
it's on his socials. It's on his social media. It looked like that was Robin Zander, unless it was a Cheap Trick fucking cover band. But it looked like Robin Zander and, just like a benefit something. And he just jumped in along with Eric and they performed. And, like, it just seems like Tommy's been doing a lot of that, popping up in local places and shows, having fun, jumping in, jamming, and doing his thing. Good for him. Fucking earned it. Right? So.
Yeah, Neil Davis announced officially that Kiss Cancer Goodbye 2 is coming back to Sarasota, Florida. I think it's the weekend of December 6th.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, 5th, 6th, or 7th, whatever.
6, 7 days, something like that. I think Sunday night he's going to be announcing some more details live on Facebook. So tune into that. I have some of the details. It's looking to be pretty good, guys. Listen, you got to remember, it's not always just about guests and stuff. I think what Neil is trying to do, as the guests get older and, maybe less functioning and playing wise and stuff like that, Neil's trying to build stuff for the future too. So he's getting all these other Kiss family members, like the Ace Frehley band and the Kulick band and all these other guys to try to start building these events around the music. And that kind of feeds into our book too. It's not just about the people and the makeup and the stage show.
It's the music.
It's about the music, right? And Neil, last year we did the whole entire Lick It Up album cover to cover. We did a live 3 with Bruce Kulick. He did so many rare, like we did an unplugged set. We did Frehley's Comet songs. We did It's Over Now. We did Shandy. We did so many rarities.
Nice.
I think Neil is trying to do more along that going forward in the future, building these events around Kiss's untouched catalog.
I think you got to give Neil all the praise in the world because he's doing the work of the Kiss fan. Like you said, he's bringing these artists together, these events together, and like you said, it's the foundation of it all is the music, and it's great. I mean, I don't know if we're going to be able to make it to Sarasota in December, but we were at Creatures Fest. The events are always great. Neil does a bang up job
because that's winter sports starts. That's when my teams begins tryouts. Hey guys, gotta go. I gotta go see Joey Cassata play fucking Shandy on the drums in Sarasota, Florida.
No, you goofy idiot. You're going to be a best-selling author by then. We got book signings to do. What's the matter with you?
That's true.
That's what it is.
That's true. The other little bit of news here is there is a Ronald Reagan biopic where Bob Dylan and Gene Simmons are contributing songs. So there's information here where they got Bob Dylan's doing a cover of a Cole Porter song. But I have not seen any information about what exactly Gene is doing. I don't know if he's recording new music or covering, but that's kind of cool that Gene is going to be involved in something. At least
doing new music. Yeah. Good for him.
Right. I agree. So that's exciting, of course. Paul's been kind of quiet. He hasn't been active on social media lately either. So I don't know what's going on with him.
God.
I think he's celebrating his anniversary or something recently too.
Yeah.
Family stuff.
I think it's safe to say we all need a little break from Paul. Am I wrong?
Absolutely, I agree. But I always enjoy making fun of his face. So whenever he's tweeting out his the crooked man on Twitter.
Well, regardless, it's still Paul got a lot of love from us last week. Joey, last week we did a top 10 choruses. Paul Stanley hooks and choruses.
Nice.
I mean, we were like 30, 40 songs deep, and I to come up with 10 you're just like, it was like the second 10, 11 to 20 could have competed with 1 through 10.
Sure.
Easily.
God, I don't even know what I picked. I'd have to go back and listen to your episode and kind of think about that.
I mean, if you think about it, right? And we said it's back to back. We've never been so positive about Kiss. We're usually negative fucks, especially when you come on. Like, we're gonna have 2 back-to-back episodes of bragging about Kiss music, the songs, and why we love this band. And it's amazing.
I'll tell you, everybody, don't worry. Next week, we'll get back to dumping on the trash heap that this band produces for us every once in a while. Trust me.
Festivus is just around the corner, everybody. Don't worry.
It's an early jump on the holiday misery. Yes.
Well, before we do that, we're going to have to take a quick little break, Joey. And while we do that, Ace has one request. Can you flip me over and wash me down? You didn't get the backside of me. I still have a little dookie left on my side. You got to clean it off.
All right, we're back from a break. Ace is getting a little frustrated because we've done a Gene episode, a Paul episode. He wants some Ace love. We'll get to it, Ace. Relax. We're
doing a spaceman fucking.
Yeah, we'll do it. We did a spaceman episode, but we'll get to it, Ace. Relax.
Don't worry, Ace. I got your back. Me and you versus these two in a wrestling match. No holes barred.
Oh.
We take them down.
Yeah, no problem, Anton. Thanks for the help. Well, we're here to talk about the new book. This episode will drop out on Saturday, the 24th. But on Monday, August 26th, Raise Your Glasses, a celebration of 50 years of Kiss songs by celebrities, musicians, and fans. Written by yours truly, Shout It Out Loudcast, and my good friend Joey Cassata.
I'm surprised you pronounced it right. No concerns.
Yeah,
I know you're trying to get Jeff Trott to fucking change the spelling on the cover, you prick.
Hey, kudos to him. We'll get to him about this awesome cover.
We will. But yeah, so it's been, I would say that the seed was planted for this about 2 years ago. And I will tell you right now, I remember exactly where I was. I was sitting in front of the same computer with Zoom, talking to Zeus. And he said, I have an idea. And we always have ideas. So I wasn't expecting anything, We're
going to say that Ace lives in your shed, and we're going to have this running gag.
Yeah, that was an idea. Zeus I remember he's like, what if we did a book? And I was like, what? Like, what's the book? And then we just had a conversation, and we were just saying, like, all the great interviews that we have, all the great quotes that we have from all the amazing guests.
The Murph questions, what really got it in my head.
That's exactly right. The Murph questions, favorite album, favorite Kiss memory, favorite song, favorite member. And let's see if we can compile it. And that was the seed that planted for this book. And then we went from there and we said, who do we know who's kind of annoying, but wrote a book that sold pretty well, that we're kind of friendly with, that we could tolerate during a project like this? We had nobody we could think of, so we just settled on Joey.
I mean, I'm kidding. If that's not a golden lead-in, I don't know what is.
I'm kidding. Honestly, Zeus and I, the first thing we said was, let's get a third person in here, and let's get
we
Joey.
Usually text with Joey, but once in a while we'll call each other, especially during this book process.
Yep.
But I'm like, I need to talk to him.
Yep.
So I'm like, hey, do you have a minute? And you're just like, yeah, what's up? And I called you. Do you remember? And I'm like, what do you think? And we joke, we kid, we fuck around, all this other shit.
Yep.
But deep down, I have a shit ton of respect for him.
Absolutely. Of course.
He's a fucking bozo. But he made a fucking great book about his bozo life that I fucking love to this day.
Me too.
That sold well. And he found a way to do it. So I respect him. So my thought with Tom and I, we were like, what if we did it with Joey? I think it would make, spread the work. It'd be a lot of fun. He knows his shit. He'd be great for this.
Well, plus he's the same kind of Kiss fan that we are. He's into the weeds Kiss fan. So you have the background, the knowledge, the expertise, the behind the scenes on, all the X's and O's of putting a book together and not only that, contributing to it as a Kiss fan, Joey.
And so that's what intrigued me the most. When you guys approached me on it, what intrigued me the most, it wasn't just like, oh, let's do a Kiss book. Because over the years, everyone is always thinking about doing a Kiss book. Oh, I can write a Kiss book and write this and write that. Half of my autobiography is a Kiss book. You know what I mean? If you really think about it. But what I loved about this was we were going to go strictly for the music. Yep. We weren't doing a fucking history lesson. We weren't talking about who came up with the logo and Paul the Star and all the stuff everyone's read 75 million times already. And I'm going to be honest with you. I still buy all those books because I like everyone's perspective and I like hearing about those stories from different angles. But this book, this book kind of came to life. We kind of thought of what, my favorite Kiss book of all time is Kiss Behind the Mask.
Us too.
And that book, in a way, does what our book does. That book talks about, in depth, every single song in the Kiss catalog up until that point. Mm-hmm. They have all the members talking about it. So when you guys approached me about this idea of having other celebrities and people like us and, rock stars and actors and comedians, all that were so uber influenced by Kiss, talking about their experiences for each of those songs, I was like, absolutely. As much as I know I'm going to dread and detest working with both of you, I'll tell you right now, completely lived up to the hype. Miserable experience, but I think that the product it's insanely good because you're going to read these reviews and you're going to read these stories of every single Kiss song in the catalog. From celebrities and comedians and people that you know and well and respect, and you're going to go, wow, they're just like me. Yep. They're influenced just like I was back in 78 or 76, whenever you were influenced. And hearing these stories from all these different celebrities it's eye-opening to what this band really meant to everybody.
And I think the format, just kind of piggybacking on what Joey said, I think the format of the book is what really got me excited and us excited, because we always go back to Behind the Mask and that oral history style of books where it's not a narrative. You're getting opinions, anecdotes, thoughts, feelings, experiences on each song, or talking about the album. And another thing, me personally speaking here, I know the kind of person I am. I know the kind of person that Zeus is. Joey, I know you. I don't know you obviously as well as Zeus, but I knew that the three of us together were going to get this done and get it done until we were all happy with the final product. And I'll tell you right now, and I'm not more thrilled than what I'm holding in my hand right here. And to think that this started with a conversation to now this published monster it's fucking amazing.
What I think people are going to enjoy the most about this kind of book is it's not one of those books, and there are a lot of Kiss books out there. Everyone likes different kinds of books, right? There's a lot of Kiss books out there that are very informative, like dictionaries. There's so much information in there that, it's almost overwhelming sometimes to read those books, but they're good in their own sense. Our book is the kind of book you're in the mood to read 5 pages. You could literally flip to page 400, and I'm literally flipping to page 400 right now, which is, let's see, I'm Alive from Asylum. And you could read about I'm Alive from Asylum and hear what people think about, you can flip through it and just read about certain songs that you love to hear what other people like-minded like you are talking about those songs. So it's not one of those books you got to read it from cover to cover. You're going to read this book 7-8 times without even knowing it, because you're going to just keep going back and forth. I'm going to be honest with you. I have 2 copies of Behind the Mask, one in each bathroom in my house right now. And I'm still, every time I'm in there, I'm reading it and I'm looking through songs and it's okay. I'm not.
Is that book flagged? Are you like to pull in a Costanza?
It's 100% flagged. It's over flagged, but it's something that I go back, like the pages are falling up. It's a mess because I read it so much. That's the kind of book Raise Your Glasses is. You're going to look through it constantly just to get some new tidbits.
One other thing, the opinions you'll see are not by one author. So you don't get an Eddie Trunk book, Martin Popoff book, which I love those guys. But there's not Martin Popoff's same type of opinion that by the time you get into album 6, you know where his line of thought is and what type of music he likes. This opinion has over 116 people contributed.
Imagine
so
that.
You don't know what you're going to get. It's not the same thing. You can see a song that has 5 to 6 comments on it, half love it, half hate it. You don't know what you're going to get, but they're going to give you some perspective on every song and some thoughts of things that you never even put in your head before. Like, oh yeah, you know what? I never really paid attention to the drum pattern on that song. But now Mike Portnoy brought that up. Shit.
Yep.
He's saying that's a fucking hard song to play. I'm going to listen for that. Oh, fuck. I got a new appreciation all of a sudden for Baby Driver. Things like that is why I fucking love this book, the concept and the idea behind it and why it works.
And I think the mix of contributors, like you said, you have guys like Mike Portnoy. You have guys that wrote songs with Paul Stanley, Desmond Child, and Holly Knight. You have fans. You have, Russell Peters, a world famous comedian who's a diehard Kiss fan. He's given his opinions. It's and the thing I like about it too, because we have those copies of it, those advanced copies. If I hear a Kiss song, I pull out the book and I'm like, oh shit, okay. Something from Peter's solo album popped up on Spotify. Let me go to that song. Okay. So, these guys think like, and it's such like I hate to use the word compendium because we don't like to use big words with our listeners because they don't understand them. But it's like a companion book for when you're listening to this music and the perspectives and the opinions, like Zeus said, you could get an opinion or you could get some factual background about that guitar chord or that riff or whatever that you never
or the
picked up
experience,
before.
Tom. So
right.
you could read the section on Peter's solo album, and now you have the Sisters Doll brothers talking about how they played a song live with him during his last final concert.
Exactly.
And they played with him, and they know what it's like to play these songs with Peter Criss on stage. You got 9 different Kiss songwriters in there talking about, I wrote this when I went to Paul's apartment. Think about what that puts you in that mindset. Like you can see that developing and where that came. And that's now the song that you've been in love with for 35 years. Amazing. Amazing.
Some of the quotes from Desmond talking about writing stuff like I Was Made for Loving You was giving me chills hearing about him and Paul going to the apartment to sit at a grand piano to start writing. It's insane. Some of the details that we got from, like you said, songwriters and musicians and, but it comes from all different angles. Like you said, Zeus, it's the songwriter's perspective. Hey, this is how we wrote this song. This is how I brought it to Gene or I brought it to Ace or I brought it to Paul. Then you got uber talented musicians like, you got guys from Trans-Siberian Orchestra, Mike Portnoy, so many uber talented people talking about their influence of the Kiss music on their playing over the years. And then you just have regular comedians and TV stars and people that aren't musicians just talk. So if you're not a musician, that's okay too. This book is for you too. You're going to get people that are just fans like us and are just talking about the music they love. That's what I loved about what we set out to accomplish. It wasn't about, hey, let's talk about Kiss's 50 years and the makeup and the blood. We know, guys, we love all that.
Yep.
I love every second of it.
That's not this book.
But it's not this book. This book is about, to me, the most underrated aspect of Kiss, and that is their music. And
not just any music. This isn't a book about Shout It Out Loud, Detroit Rock City, Love Gun, Rock.
No.
This is every track
song
gets at least 5 comments. Every track. So specifically, you said Desmond Child. I'll give you a good example. When the fuck are you ever going to say something really in print and there's a breakdown of Bang Bang You?
Yeah.
Not only do we have breakdowns of 5 people, we have Desmond Child telling you something that when he brought it up to me and we asked him about this, fucking blew my mind. He's like, yeah, you know the song like that, Bang Bang. And then that Cher song, the old song. Yeah. Then we got that. And then Bang Bang You. And then I got She Bangs with Ricky Martin from that.
Yep.
He's like, that's where the concept. I'm like, holy fuck. You're right. You went from Bang Bang to Cher, Bang Bang You, into She Bangs to Ricky Martin. That's fucking like blows your mind. From the awful Kiss song, Bang Bang You, you're like, what the fuck?
Gene just money symbols just clicked in Gene's eyes. Wait a second. So She Bangs comes from Bang Bang You? That's you owe Kiss.
Yeah, go chase William Hung down from American Idol and see what you can get from that.
And then one of the other sections, and again, we're not going to give the book away, but one of my other favorite sections, if I can pick one, is the exhaustive commentary by Bruce Kulick talking about what his brother Bob did on the songs that he did. It's just absolutely insane. You talk about getting in the weeds of details that are going to make you listen to these songs differently. Like Zeus just said, if you ever thought Bang Bang You was a stupid Kiss song, and you still might think it is, you're going to listen to it differently now when you read this book. And I think you're going to experience a lot of that when you hear this.
I'll give you another good example. One other person that I really love. We got personal, detailed thoughts on these songs from Eric Carr's sister, Loretta.
Oh, my God. Incredible.
Which we can talk about a little bit of behind the scenes of how we got this book done.
Yep.
Like Loretta's comments will tug at your heart. Where are you going to get these? You might see an interview Loretta might have done or do in the future, but where are you going to get detail from people like this about Kiss songs? That's the shit that always impresses me. I don't want to hear about the first time I saw the fucking Tonight Show, whatever fucking Tom Snyder thing. We get it. Ace is a plumber. Ha ha ha. We've heard that story. I want someone breaking down fucking Torpedo Girl.
Yep.
And maybe you get a Ryan who plays with Ace all the time live, talking about the songs and why he loves Ace and worships him, about the songs he grew up that he loved from Ace's solo album, something like that. Amazing shit that gives you the chills. But I know we could talk about all the great contributors. We could talk about all the great songs. How did we compile this book? And that's either interviews we've done. Joey knows a lot of the musicians. He's done interviews, and we've used different formats. Lots of them, we did Zoom calls with these people, right?
Yep.
We would schedule a time. Eddie Trunk, hey, let's sit down. Eddie, you got time? And they would fucking generously give us their time and do it. Others would text us. What else did we get?
Right. That's what we're trying to say too. We're not just talking about old. These are not just old interviews. These are all new things, guys. We reached out. Right. For this book, we reached out personally from the three of us to each person in this book once, twice, sometimes 3, 4 times, going back to get even more songs from them at the end. Because
we did 3 with Desmond. We did 3 video chats with Desmond.
Yeah, I remember we did a video with Zoom with Jericho while I was on the road, where he had to do it from my hotel room. He was like, "What do you need, guys? Tell me any song you need, and let's do it." And we were just raffling off, throwing anything at the wind, and he gave us some gold. So, and back to Bruce, Bruce, we reached out to Bruce. I thought Bruce really was going to be the best person to do this forward, because Bruce,
that was,
Bruce
I think I'll be honest, that was you. I think we were shooting around, who should we get? And I think you were pretty adamant, like, Bruce is the one I want.
I just think because Bruce is the guy, and I think that's where this book is really the most handy. It's that rare Kiss stuff that never gets talked about, right? Like you said, we know Shout It Out Loud. We know I Was Made for Loving You. We know Detroit Rock City. This book is covering all those 80s years of Bruce's years as well, that he holds in such high regard. And that people, I think, forget about. And, not just people, but I think Gene and Paul not only forget about it, but kind of downplay those years where Bruce, is still flying that flag high about the 80s Kiss era. And to reach out to Bruce was so on board to do this forward. He was all about it. Loved the concept of the book. Not only that we were going to do it together because he knows all three of us personally, but that we were going to really talk about his era in depth. And we were going to hear his words in this book. So Bruce gave us a beautiful forward. We can't wait for you to see what Bruce wrote in the beginning of this book. It's killer.
Yeah, a lot of one thing I want to comment on clarifying, Joey's clarification was these are all brand new bits and comments and interviews for this book. It's not like hey, let's go back and Google hit Parada from 1989 and put that in the book. This is all brand new stuff. And I
think
this is
stuff with us. Yeah. It's not third-party conversations.
No, we were not digging into other podcast episodes, other publications. This is all our stuff. And like what Zeus was talking about the formatting there, we'd set up a Zoom call, then, would download it, would transcribe it, type it out, put it together. Some people would send us voice recordings on their iPhone. Some people would text us. Some people would type up things and send them to us. Whatever the format was easier for them, we tried to make it as easy as possible for the contributors.
I'll give you a good example. Loretta.
Yeah. No.
Like she's like, I don't want to do any video. I don't want this. I had to use Messenger, Facebook Messenger. That's what she wanted it. And I had to record that on my phone and then transcribe it. And she was awesome. Ended up talking to her about the New York Rangers for fucking an hour back then. And she was going toe to toe with me with all the players and stuff like that.
Yeah, baby.
Shit. What a great lady. And she was fantastic. Sweet as hell. And then Joey set me up with a member with Dale Torberg, the Demon.
Oh,
he was driving to some event. Remember? He's like calling me on the road halfway through the interview with me. He's like, fuck, I think I got off the wrong exit.
But you know what I love about that? You know what I love about that? And that's such a perfect little story right there. Every single person that we reached out to, we talked about this on the show before. Every single person, it was like we were inviting them into like a secret club that they didn't know existed. They're like, wait, you want to hear what I think about Kiss songs? Yeah. Tell me when do you need it? I'll get it to you. I'll get it to you by the end of the week. I'll get it to you by the end of the day. Like they were excited. We didn't have to force or drag this out of anybody. The minute we found these people and they realized that somebody was going to tap into their Kiss fandom, they gave us what we needed immediately.
Sometimes they even gave us too much.
Oh God.
Some people, there were certain people that just, there were so many things that were on their minds about these songs. You got to remember, listen, this book is over 600 pages as it is. This could have been easily 1,200 pages. So, we had to figure out, we had to say, we had to try to wheel some people in because people, once we started opening up, you guys do a Kiss podcast. I live my life in the Kiss world. I'm doing my own podcast. I do Kiss. I do PRC every week. So we're talking about Kiss every week. So we kind of get it out of our system. But like Tom said, you tap into that guy or girl who loved Kiss all their life, but doesn't have the outlet to talk about Kiss.
Exactly.
Once we reached out to them, and every person we reached out, I don't think we got one no. Every person we reached out to was not only willing to do it, but opened up so much that we had to sometimes reel them in and say, listen, we need a paragraph. I can't write I can't write 7 pages on
why not? I love that.
I had a format. In the beginning, we were pretty loose. Hey, pick the 10 songs you want to talk about. So logistically, it wouldn't make sense by the end when we're like, all right. And it's funny, I'll get into that later, but like all of a sudden now you have like songs that have 15 comments and you got other ones. So afterwards, we had to cater that to like, we'd like you to pick deep cuts or solo album, or we suggest you pick newer non-makeup songs and things like that. And we would have to cater and push people. By the end, it was like, hey, can you do songs on this? Can you do this? Because we wanted to make it sure, and the OCD in all of us, like I want 5 fucking comments for every fucking song. I don't care if there are certain songs that have like 10 comments. That's what people want to talk about. I'm not going to take out a comment where Mike Portnoy is breaking down fucking Parasite. And I'm like, oh, well, we have too many. So Mike Portnoy's gone because fucking Joey Cassata wants to talk about it. No, they're all going in. Right.
Yeah. And another great thing too, is that the 3 of us contribute to the book too. Because we're Kiss fans, obviously. So we contribute on some of these songs too. We didn't just put the book together. We're in the book. And that was a great part of it too.
And that was fun too. When I was putting all the, the quotes, building the book, per se, and reading your guys' quotes on each of these songs too. It was fascinating reading everyone's opinions on certain songs.
It was.
And then the other aspect of the book, we didn't know what we were going to do about this. So this was something we had a lot of conversations about, which was, are we adding pictures to this book?
Yep.
And if we are, what are we doing? It's going to be hard with licensing and blah, 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 and Kiss photos and ding and bing, bing, bing. Too much goes into all of that stuff. And honestly, for me, because this book is such a personal book, diving into the Kiss songs of people's opinions and just their love of Kiss, I didn't think, pro shot photos and all this stuff that you could see online. And don't get me wrong, there's a million great photo shoots that Kiss have done over the years.
Yep.
I didn't think that was a good idea. I think Zeus, you tell me, Zeus, was it you that kind of was like, why don't we get people to send us first? Like, did you dress up as Kiss as kids? Did you ever meet a Kiss member? So we started brainstorming of all these, and I think Zeus started this conversation, and we started brainstorming, what do we want from these contributors that it's personal? We don't want just a pro shot photo of Kiss at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, you can get those photo books, great ones that are out there. You're not buying this for the pictures.
No, these are like candid, like behind the scene. There's a picture of just like Charlie Benante goofing off with like Paul Stanley. Like there's a picture of like,
I think it's Jeremy. Is it Jeremy or Ryan? That's a 12-year-old in Kiss shit.
Yep.
They're us as kids in Kiss makeup.
Yep.
I mean,
we got celebrities playing tennis rackets in Kiss makeup when they're 10 years old for Halloween, and
I
that's
think that
the
highlights
stuff we wanted.
Yep, and I think that highlights what the book is about: the music, the passion, loving the band, loving Kiss.
I think of it as, imagine if Gene or Paul pick up this book.
Yeah.
They're not going to want to put it down.
Right.
They're going to be hooked. Holy shit. I got Joel Hoekstra talking about this.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Is that Steve Vai? Steve Vai? Yep. Is that Joe Lynn Turner? Fuck.
Yep.
Like he's saying this about this song?
I didn't even know
Joey Cassata?
Yeah.
But it's true, listen, Kiss, you could say it all they want over the years. They don't want to hear about critics talking about their songs. And Kiss is all about other people's opinions on what they're doing. Trust me.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then when they see that and the love and all these people dressed up as Kiss, sharing war stories about Kiss, this is our love letter to Kiss. Here you go. This is what a podcast is about. This is what we've accumulated over the years about not just you, your music.
And speaking of licensing and pictures, one of the things that we wanted to try to figure out, and thankfully we did, was each chapter of the book is an album. So there's a little short story about the album and then the songs. But Joey, I believe, I can't remember. We've been doing this for so long and we talk so much. I don't know if it was your idea or if my idea, whoever. What did we use for each chapter photo? Because Kiss licensing is very, very tricky with photography and imagery.
Right. So books like this, legal wise, I don't want to get into all the bells and whistles of what's legal and what's not legal, just because I don't want people to say, well, Joey said that we could do this.
Right. No, I know.
But, long story short.
Yeah. Dear Gene, Joey Cassata said legally this is allowed. Is that right?
We're using pictures from our personal collection. And if we're taking pictures of our personal memorabilia, like our own Kiss records on a record player playing, it's not just using Kiss artwork, JPEGs. We're not using any of that stuff. These are all our personal photos of our own or our contributors sending us photos. So every photo in this book was either taken by us or sent to us by one of the contributors. So we have all the rights to use them, which is incredible that, all the people once, we did the second round after we got the reviews and we went back to everyone and said, hey guys, do you happen to have any photos of yourself with Gene or Paul or Ace or Peter or anyone over the years or you as a kid in Kiss makeup? Send them to us. And once we started getting all that stuff back, it was incredible to see all the photos of people over the years gushing like little schoolgirls when they met Kiss. And it's really great.
Yep.
The other part to this is there's a few people we really need to specifically thank. So how did we come up with the thought? Joey basically did all the Amazon book formatting. God bless you. Tom did most of the transcribing. I organized most of the interviews, and we all fucking put our time into this book. And that's the great thing about it. When you're doing it with people you actually respect, and everyone's like, I've got this role, you've got this role, do this. Yeah, there's fucking things that once in a while they become, it becomes a little bit fucking difficult, but we all handled it great. But we also had some help. And I want to make a point to bring this up and thank these people. So number one, when we were talking about a lot of the concept of the books, we relied on James Campion, the great author of Shout It Out Loud, the Kiss Destroyer book in the making.
Yep.
He was very helpful about, as author, what we can do, what we couldn't do. He was great. James, tip of the hat to you. Thank you so much. Next,
Absolutely.
Jeff Trott. Jeff Trott designed this fucking cover, did a lot of the video and imaging, the back, fucking did a lot of shit for us. Jeff, you're the man. That's why you're a Hall of Famer, brother.
Yep.
And then the other one is Nige Savage. Nige, you hear us talking about him on the show often. He's a longtime listener, Patreon subscriber. When we started this book, he sent us an unsolicited email. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but believe it or not, I'm a fucking professional editor.
Yeah.
It would be my honor if I could edit this book for you.
And he did.
Now, he's not fucking at the local town library editing their newsletter. He's a real editor. This was 600 pages. He fucking edited this all, gave us corrections, put a fucking ton of work into this.
Multiple times, right?
He provided incredible feedback.
You know what I loved about him? Guys, I love to get this done, but I'm getting really jammed at work, so give me a week. 2 days later, I finished it. I couldn't stop. And in his passion for this, he's like, guys, I edit a lot of rock books I've done. He's like, this is the best I've seen. I fucking love it.
And one of the most helpful aspects of his editorial skills was that he's a Kiss fan. So when he was reading this, he was editing this not just as a book editor, but he was editing it as a Kiss fan.
He's like, wait, guys, you know that song came out and this and that. You can't be doing it. That comment doesn't make sense. And you're like, fuck,
listen,
you're right.
we could have gotten anyone to edit grammar and, commas and punctuation, all that bullshit.
Right.
But what Nige did over and above of what we asked him to do was, like you just said, literally see the Kiss songs for what they were. And there were spots. Listen, I was working, we were all doing this book. Hundreds of hours went into this book. I remember inputting some of the stuff that Zeus would be sending me into the format of the book. And my eyes were freaking exhausted in the middle of the night doing some of this stuff. And, I definitely probably pasted and copied some stuff and possibly put them in wrong spots. And Nige was like, wait a second. So-and-so is talking about Ladies Room, but I have a feeling they're really talking about I Stole Your Love. It doesn't sound like they're talking about the same song. And sure enough, something was moved around at the last minute and something got mixed up. And Nige was right. So he didn't even just edit stuff. He read every word to make sure that it was the correct way. And what he did too, which we asked him to do, was we made sure everyone's comments and quotes were intact.
Yes.
If they spoke a certain way, even if it was grammatically incorrect, we left it because we wanted to get people's real feelings and thoughts on it. We talk like us. These two talk like morons. I talk like I have a moron. So, we left that stuff in, and everyone's quotes are in. We clean them up just to make sure that they're grammatically correct as far as punctuation and stuff like that. But their words are their words.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like the part where it was, I think it was specifically Joey, a song was like, Gene and Paul trading off lyrics is like, they don't trade off lyrics on this song. What the fuck is he talking about? Yep. Or like, hey, I think this is the same duplicate of Zeus's comment on this. And it's like, it is. And that shit happens over times. But his expertise, another editor would not have picked that up.
Exactly. No yep. It was amazing. Agreed.
So thank you to those guys. And if we're forgetting anybody else, sorry. I'm not even talking about the contributors. I'm talking about behind the scenes for the book.
The people that made the book. The people that made the book happen.
Yeah, like James, Nige, Jeff Trott, guys. I mean, you guys specifically. I'm giving you a special shout out. And then you got all the contributors that you would send emails to or text to, and you'd be like, no, can you give me this and make it a little more specific? Or yeah, we already have this many songs, comments on this song. Have you heard of a song called Danger Us? Can you give us something on that?
What the hell do you want me to say about that?
I think someone was like, dude, you're fucking torturing me. It's fucking doing songs on like comments.
And you can imagine, obviously, when we did this, when we started doing this book and we just asked people to send us reviews of what they wanted to talk about, most of the popular songs went first, right? But then, to go that second round and trying to get songs from Sonic Boom and Monster and Carnival of Souls,
the Peter solo album,
This was hard. This was not an easy task, but the people that wound up doing it, and I'll tell you, every quote in the book, which we didn't talk about, is not always positive.
No,
I would say 99.9% of the stuff is positive, but there's digs here and there where like, holy, what the fuck is wrong with this song? What were they thinking writing this?
And that's a great point, Joey, because I don't know if somebody asked us this in an email or a comment or something, but the book is a celebration of Kiss. Okay. So the book isn't me shitting on Murder in High Heels for 2 pages.
When we did our songs, we picked the songs we wanted to talk about celebrating. Right. I'm not talking about Shandy and fucking Tomorrow and those other songs on Unmasked. And Tom is not fucking picking out his least favorite songs on Creatures.
Hold on, you fuck. Hold on. I did Murder in High Heels.
Oh, okay.
And I don't. And I'll tell you. Listen, what we're trying to say too is we didn't tell anyone. Don't shit on the songs. No. Tell us what you think of these songs. Pick songs you want to write about. And it just so happens that everyone like us was celebrating.
Yeah,
Kiss.
because I think the instinct was this is a Kiss book. I'm a Kiss fan. I want to write about why I like this song or what part of this song I like. They're not gonna. I didn't pick the street giveth and the street taketh away so I can write 6 sentences on why the song is terrible, even though it's not. It's a great song. I love Hot in the Shade. But that's what I'm saying.
But you can also pick out what you like about. So even if you guys gave me Murder in High Heels, I would write something specifically. I would write something like, as much as it pains me that murder sticks in my head more than anything. Catchy. And I fucking laugh about it to this day. And I remember that from when I first bought this album, like, what's that song with the murder? Right. And so now I talked about this song. I talked about something specific or quirky about that song without saying, this song sucks. What was Gene thinking? This should never have made the album. So this is the kind of facts that you'll get in opinions you'll get. It's not just this song is terrible, Paul can't sing. You know?
Right.
And I think what people are going to do in this book, and I did it while we were compiling it, I think even when there are certain songs that people are going to be like, oh, I don't remember that song. Oh, so-and-so said that about it. I'm going to go listen to it right now. You're going to see that this is not a sit-down nightstand book. Let me read this on the beach, blah, blah, blah.
No.
This is a book, a companion with the Kiss catalog. It really goes hand in hand.
Great comment.
You throw Spotify on, whatever, or however you listen to your music, you're going to, trust me, you're going to need the music close by. You're not going to get 5 pages in without going, wait a second. Joe Lynn Turner said the hook in this song sounds like blah, blah, blah. What?
And I got to listen to it.
Hear this. Yep. And you're going to find yourself doing that constantly. So when you get this book, and I hope you do buy this book when it comes out, when you get it, you will not be disappointed. But trust me, you want to breathe it in slowly and really digest it as you go.
Yeah. One final thing, one kind of final thought for me is I just want to give some extra kudos to my co-host here for kind of pushing for a part of the book that now that I've seen it in print, I'm glad we kind of went for it. And that was the index. And I think the index serves a couple purposes here, depending on what kind of fan you are, or depending if you have a specific celebrity or musician that you like. If you want to see all the things that Mike Portnoy said, if you want to see the things that I said, if you want to see all the things that Eddie Trunk said, the index is there. So you can go and look and be like, okay, Eddie Trunk, he's on page 272. What's he talking about here? I want to see every comment that Chris Jericho said. I want to see every comment that Joe Lynn Turner said. And I think it came out great. I think it's a great little accessory to the book.
Chronological too. That's the other aspect of it. So we have a table of contents, but do you really need it?
You don't need it.
You know what? You go hotter than hell, Dress to Kill, Destroyer, and it's chronological going. And then you look in the back. Yeah, there's bound to be some Caserta Todds out there that are like, what did Joey say about this? And then look at Joey Caserta in the back of the book and fucking go, holy shit, he had more comments than any motherfucker in this book.
Yeah, you can special order too if you want. I mean, to cut you off, if you want, you could special order a book where Joey's comments are not included in the book.
That is not true.
It's more expensive if we wipe him out.
It'll cut out 65 pages if you do that.
It's weird because it's true. You know, we I don't know. We obviously give each other shit all the time on the podcast and stuff, but we don't know each other. We only, met a couple times here and there, but we complimented each other, I think, weirdly well. There were times where I wanted to murder Zeus, even with this index. Me and Tom the book was ready. And we're like fiending to release this fucking book. We didn't want it to be another, magic book and other stuff that's coming out. And we're fiending to release this. And Zeus is like, no, we need an index. We're like, no, you idiot. We don't. They're in order. Trust me, we don't need it. And he's like, we need it. And we need this many hours of work to get it done. And he sent us, spreadsheets in alphabetical and colored order.
Oh, whoa, stop right there. The spreadsheet. That is
Jesus.
the bane of Joey's existence. I am so OCD. That fucking spreadsheet. Every time I'm like, Joey, it's on the spreadsheet. I could tell. I could hear the fucking smoke coming out of his ears. Like, motherfucker, I don't know the spreadsheet. I'm like, I'm fucking organizing it for you, asshole. Use it.
Well, Joey, it's in alphabetical and colored order. If I hold on, let me move my pocket protector, and I'll tell you exactly what page.
I made it idiot proof.
Is that Ernie?
It's Cassata proof. Yeah, I know.
Well,
so now I'm Ernie.
Anytime I imitate a nerd, it's Ernie. But it turned out that the index is killer. I love it too.
It is.
And I'll tell you another thing that I battled
Nige helped us out with that too. So kudos to Nige on that.
I was against, and you guys outvoted me. And now that it's here, I love it.
Me too.
And that is the title of this book.
Yes,
we aced you.
I wanted.
Hey, Ace, you don't get a vote. It's Paul and Gene here. Fuck off.
They absolutely aced Paul and Gene me. I was sitting in the back, fucking the Tom Snyder. Tried to do the Tom Snyder show. They wouldn't let me do it. And they were like, Tom was like, raise your glasses. I'm like, what are you talking about? Raise your glasses. And I do like that song. Don't get me wrong.
But I think it makes sense because the whole point of this book is a celebration of 50 years. Because if we were just writing a regular Kiss book, okay, would you name it Raise Your Glasses? Of course you wouldn't. No.
Yeah, it's not synonymous with
Kiss. But it's a celebration of the band. And when you look at the cover, okay, it's got the silhouette of a very famous Kiss album. It's got the Raise Your Glasses title. The whole thing comes together. Classic Kiss, new Kiss, song title, celebration. The whole thing comes together. Because I like the song.
And I'm telling you now, I'm backtracking because I absolutely think it works. It works for so many reasons because, like you said, it's a great title because we're celebrating it. It's literally in the title, right? A celebration of 50 years of Kiss songs by celebrities, musicians, and fans.
Yep.
The celebration, it's in the title. Raise your glasses. What do you do to celebrate, right? But you don't need to know that it is an obscure Kiss song to appreciate the title. It's just a cool title. If you do know that Raise Your Glasses is one of these obscure Kiss songs in the book,
it's a bonus.
Just makes it more special. Yeah,
I agree. Good point.
Now, the thing about it is that's Tom 2 for 2. The name of the show, Shout It Out Loudcast,
and the name of the book.
And both times I was never.
The name of the show is a dud, just so you know.
I wasn't. Listen,
Jericho
he's turned out to be right.
Name of the show. No,
I know. Nobody does. Nobody does. It's always, your Shout It Out Loud podcast. No, Shout It Out Loudcast. Shout It Out Loudcast.
Yeah, we're gonna change it to what that guy's suggestion last week was. We're gonna change to Plaster Podcaster. How's that?
Yeah. But anyway, getting back to
Phil
this.
and Greg talk Kiss or whatever.
There you go. So, but getting back to this again, when Tom said raise your glasses, I was like, yeah, it's good, but it was always the part of like, okay, but all right, we have that. That's on the side. What do we have that's better? And so we're always thinking rock and roll all night, the story of Kid. Like, we're like, that's cheesy. We've had that, it's very, I don't know. But when you hear Raise Your Glasses, you're thinking of this book now. When
That's
people
right.
talk in Kiss terms, any Kiss fans, if anybody says Raise Your Glasses, isn't that a Kiss book?
Yep.
That's what's going to happen.
Right.
And that's what we liked. And that was, I think, Tom's brilliant idea. It worked. I love the title. And look, I mean, we all had our roles to play in this. Again, from Tom transcribing, from Joey putting in all the stuff into the fucking. If I hear the word margin one more time from Joey Cassata, I'm gonna fucking snap. So now that I'm seeing you in person,
margins
talking about, well, if I have to put this in the margin, I'm like, dude, just one letter, just go backspace and you can erase it and subtract. It can't. It can fuck up the margins. I'm like,
it's not how it works. And sure enough, it's not how it works. This needs. So again, like I said, everyone has the roles, right? Yeah. I had more of the artistic vision because I'm doing it as
you've
an
had the
artist
experience.
point of view with the margins and making sure the placement of all the things are correct and even and centered and all the stuff.
So if there's any mistakes, it's Joey's. If you get the book,
Zeus is like, Joey, I need this word added to this picture. I'm like, Zeus,
I'm not doing
the book is locked. If I add one picture, it could fuck up the whole book. And sure enough, at one point it did. We added one little thing.
I remember
we
that.
Sent it to Nige, and Nige was like, all these pages are wrong. I'm like, what? How could the pages be wrong?
Yeah,
all I did was add one sentence. And sure enough, when I added the sentence, somehow in the format, it added a blank page. And everything after that got fucked up. So anyway.
Because the index, we were like, he's like, wait a minute, this index doesn't make sense. None of these people match up on the pages that you listed.
Oh, God, I remember that.
I'm like, fucking kidding me? You know how long that took us to do?
Not just panicking.
Oh, but he fixed it and figured it out. So, and at the end, it's like, so if you guys look at this book and Murph, if you're out there and there's one page where you're in a picture, but you're not mentioned, it's because Joey wouldn't go back and fix it. He's like, fuck Murph, we're not doing it.
You forgot Murph is in the picture. I'm like, guys, you're in college. You're 4 people in college. You have Kiss makeup on. I don't know that's Murph. How the fuck do I know that's Murph?
Well, you're like, can you change it? You're like, fuck him. He's out.
Fuck Murph. Sorry, Murph.
Exactly. But overall, I can't tell you what a joy it is to hold this in my hand. And I'm sure you guys know what it means. Joe, you've had a little bit more experience. But for me, this is the proudest thing that we've done on this show because it is a culmination of all our hard work, our love of Kiss, and we have something to show for it. Yep. Something that I feel, and I don't know about you guys, that nobody has done for Kiss.
Nope.
Nobody has done this.
Nope. And it's out there. Nobody can ever take it away. It's out there. It's our book with our names on it. And I said to Zeus, I think I said this while we were making the book or something. I go, besides my son, it's the second best thing I've ever made in my life. It's
and you know what? Today it might be the number one.
But I mean, it is, you know, all jokes aside, it's humbling. It's exciting. It's a proud moment to think that we had this conversation, you know, whatever, 2 years ago, 20 months ago, and it's sitting right in front of us right now, ready for you guys to have. It's incredible.
It's amazing too.
I preach this all the time. It's not about, you know, especially me, I do so many projects in my career, whether it's books and comic books and tours and Broadway and TV and all this bullshit. It's not about the success of each project that people should ever look at.
I totally agree.
It's about the fulfillment of completing something, your vision.
Yep.
That was nothing. It was in the air. There was nothing physical to even behold. And to see that vision come and be produced 2 years later or whatever it is into what we exactly wanted, it's an incredible accomplishment. Now, listen, of course we want everyone out there to buy the book. We don't want everyone to buy the book so we become rich millionaires. We want people to buy the book so people can see all the hard work that went into it, but also see the fandom that is out there just like you in these celebrities and musicians and comedians and podcasters and everyone else out there that loves this Kiss music. The fulfillment of having that book out there in all your hands, reading the stuff that we put together is priceless.
Yep. Agreed.
And you should have seen their faces when we're just about finished with this. And I go, guys, I know what we're doing for book 2. And they're like, fucking shut the fuck up.
I got it. Guys, I just sent you the spreadsheet of book 2. Take a look.
It's already organized.
We got to fix the margins.
Joey, your tasks are in blue. Orange is for Tom. I'm green. And we're going to get this, you know. But honestly,
hold on, quickly back to, just so you know, I don't know if you knew this, Zeus, I don't even know you picked up on it. We're about 6 months into this project. Zeus is sending all the spreadsheets. I'm inputting all the stuff into the book. Tom sends in the text, hey, I can't get into this spreadsheet doc. Can you share it? I'm like, you motherfucker. You didn't look at this spreadsheet doc 6 months in, I'm going to kill you.
Yep, that's right.
I remember that. But you know what's funny is, there are people that we talk to now. So some people picked up on it. shit, you guys have a lot of guests on your show. Yeah, you did a lot of guest interviews.
The first half of this
there
year.
was a little, there was a lot to it to get them onto the book as well. Now, there are some people we couldn't get to that aren't in the book. Maybe book 2, they'll be in it. And there are people we've interviewed. Look, we did Tracy Guns. We did
Matt Pinfield.
Guys
like that who are after.
At that point, where if I even thought about going, hey, Joey, can we add in Tracy Guns?
He would have had a stroke.
He would have fucking killed me.
Yep.
Killed me.
Yep.
The last person I believe we got in was Allison, right?
Allison Hagendorf.
I think she was the last one we did. And then after that, I think Joey would have fucking killed me if I said, hey, I got some more. And so it's already in our head where, if we ever do a book 2, we can get newer people, same people, different comments, different stuff. And not saying the same format either, but
no,
Joey was right. There has to be a drawing line, cut it off, because otherwise I'd be like, oh, yeah, but I can get so-and-so. And this book would never have gotten finished.
Right. Agreed. Yep.
So again, Monday morning, 8:26. Please go to Amazon, type in Raise Your Glasses, type in Shout Out Loudcast, type in the hashtags. I would type in Raise Your Glasses, the whole title of the book if you can. Raise Your Glasses, a celebration of 50 years of Kiss music by celebrities, fans, and musicians. That's what I would type in. But just type it in, search for it on Amazon, search our names. It'll pop up. Buy it the first day. We want this book to do well the first day. We want the #1 book on Amazon that first day, guys. It'll mean the world to us.
Or go to shoutitoutloudcast.com.
There's also going to, there'll also be a link for that on our landing page for the website.
So if you can't remember that or whatever, you're like, what was the name? Shoutitoutloudcast.com. Go to it. It'll be click that button, go right to it, pick it up, and it'll be available to you guys. So one other thing before we go, people that are been emailing us from other countries, like, hey, can I get it here? Can I get it there? If you go on Amazon and you can't get it, email us, shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com, or get us on social media. We're everywhere, Twitter, Facebook, anything. Even Joey Cassata, you can find him anywhere. And message us. I can't get the book. We will find a way and we will ship it to you. We have a PayPal account. You can pay us directly and we'll get a book out to you. So if that's something you need, right, we can do that, Joey?
Absolutely. If you're out of the country and for some reason Amazon is not selling it in your area, whether it's Japan or Australia, and I'm not sure that they're not, but if they're not, shoot us an email and we will ship the book to you directly and you'll just pay for the shipping.
Yep.
We really are proud of this book. I'm super proud of these guys. I already kissed their ass enough in the comments, acknowledgement section of the book.
Me too.
Kissing them. They both know how highly I think of them and appreciate their contributions. And we really appreciate you guys listening to us. And hopefully you guys will buy the book and tell us what you think and give us those positive 5-star reviews, not just on the podcast, but now on Amazon. Make sure you're fucking pumping the book up for us, guys.
That's right. Agreed.
Yeah, those reviews on Amazon mean everything. Because it makes it populate quicker on Amazon with my old books. The more reviews and the more good reviews on Amazon for the book, when you type it in, it'll populate faster. So it'll be such a big help to us to, once you get this book, write a review on Amazon, give us a 5-star, write a review. And I know there's tons of people asking us about autographed copies and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Buy the book first, guys. Buy the book. We'll get you we'll get it autographed. You meet me at shows, meet all three of us. We're planning on doing some of these events over the next year together. So we'll be out there doing some book signings. So get your books on Amazon, get it from the Shout Out Loudcast website, which will be the link to Amazon.
Yep.
And just get the book and we'll get to you and we'll sign it.
Yep. Well, guys, what we do next is we go to question of the week. Tom, you got a question for us?
Yeah, this week we're going to kind of do something a little bit different because the three of us, we're talking about books. So I kind of want to just have a little bit of fun here. The three of us, we love Behind the Mask. We sang the praises of it as kind of a template, as a kind of a guiding light for Raise Your Glasses. But let's talk about what your other favorite Kiss book is besides Behind the Mask, Joey. What do you, off the top? Yeah, what do you think? There's a lot of them. You got the band bios, you got the artist bios, you got different ones. I know what I love, but
I love, God, what is it called? Is it Alive Forever? The one that talks about every show?
Yeah. Yep. That's the
Yes.
Gooch book.
the Kurt Gooch book.
I love that book.
Yep,
And I'll
good
tell
one.
you, my favorite of the 4 bios is Peter's. Peter's to
Wow.
me feels the most authentic.
Okay.
It feels the most not jaded by fame or whatever you want to call it. Peter's just
Authentic.
resonated. Yep,
He talks about his shortcomings. He does.
Yeah, and listen, whether Peter's accurate in everything, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm probably not accurate in half the stuff I wrote in my book, but it's my recollection of my life, right? Peter's writing about his recollection and his feelings of his life, and that's what I loved about it. He didn't purposely shit on people like some of the other guys did. I loved Peter's book, so I would go with that.
All right. For me, I would probably say James's book, Campion, because I love Destroyer. So Shout It Out Loudcast, the story of Destroyer. I love that. If I was going to pick another one, I'm like Joey. I would say Peter's book of all of them. And then I mean, not far behind is Paul's book. It's a great book, but it's, it's Paul. So there's only so much I can take at times. There's a lot of whining in there.
It's a lot of, it's just so self-serving. It's tough.
But there was stuff in there that, I mean, now we're bored of the stories, but when you first pick it up, I didn't really know the stories of his background, of his life, how hard and how miserable he was at home.
Yeah,
now it's a fucking revisionist history about how much he loved his dad and everything in his family. But in the beginning, it's like, wow, he is really tough. I didn't know that. And so a lot of it was, eye-opening back then. But over now, it's become tiresome. But I would put Peters as the other one, as like Joey.
Yeah, for me, obviously, I love James's book. When I'm not just saying that because he's a friend of the show, but for me, the best Kiss book. And it kind of falls, but kind of by the wayside because it's so old, and I think it's out of print. You can probably still find it somewhere, and that is Kiss and Sell, the one that was written by C.K. Lent, the business manager of the band during their heyday. Fucking incredible stories, like incredible behind the stories scenes, shit that went on at hotels, albums, merchandising. Stuff that was just incredible. And I think you can find it out there. I don't know if Amazon has it or eBay, but it's there, but it's hard to find. But that one to this day just really shined a light on stuff because it wasn't like a history per se of the band. It was like peeling back the curtain about what went on with this band because he traveled with them. He was their business manager. Great stuff. But again, James is, and the thing I love about James is that it does what a lot of Kiss books don't do. And it's laser focused on one aspect of the band, which is the Making a Destroyer. So great stuff. But yeah, I love talking about Kiss books, and I'm excited that now we can add ours to that library. So very cool.
Kiss and Sell is incredible. I forgot. Yeah. You're right, Tom. I totally.
A lot of people forget about it. Yeah,
it dives so much into that '80s era of Kiss and talking about the hardships of financial problems they were going through that you'll never hear the band talk about. So that's a great behind the scenes book. Good call.
Especially that era, that weird era from like 79 to 81, like when the band was in disarray and the Elder and, Eric Carr, just really good stuff. Yeah.
All right, Tom, where can people find us?
Well, start with our website, shoutitoutloudcast.com. That's where you can find all the information about the book when it goes live. There's a link right there to buy it. You can also listen to all of our episodes on there. Links to all of our social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Links to our Shout It Out Loudcast merch, our Amazon shopping, our Patreon. Everything is right there. It's the best place to go. You can comment directly on the website. And if you do that, we get that in the form of an email, which is great. Or if you want to send us an old-fashioned email, you can do that at shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. We read each and every one of your emails. Sometimes we can't get to all of them on the show, but please continue to send us emails. And as I mentioned, our social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, very, very active on those. So please follow us if you haven't already. And a big shout out to our Patreon family. We love you guys. So thank you, Brad and Roger, for being the newest members of that family. And we always like to say that we're a proud member of the Pantheon podcast network of shows.
Joey, how about you, buddy? Where can people find you?
Yeah, listen, guys, I'm all over the place on social media, at Joey Cassata across all social media. Same thing with my YouTube, Joey Cassata at YouTube. I'll be definitely at Kiss Cancer Goodbye 2 in December. Nice. Check it out. We got a lot of good stuff planned. I know a couple of the sets that I'm doing are going to blow people away. We got some fun stuff planned. I do my podcast every week, Top 5 with Joey Cassata. Couple episodes ago, we did a great Anton Fig episode. I had Anton on talking about we talked about Tracking Ace's new record, but Anton went deep into some of the other Kiss tracks and behind the scenes stuff that he talked about, was phenomenal to me as a drummer. We went really deep into some of Anton's tracks with Frehley's Comet and Kiss. That was a lot of fun. So check that out. Top 5 with Joey Cassata.
Nice.
And people can always DM us Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, motherfucker. Check out our Spotify playlist. That's where you go and check out us as the profile, not our podcast. And you can find the playlist like Tom had created for us, where you can get my list, Tom's list on the Paul Stanley choruses from last week, or the best Gene Simmons Demon songs previous weeks. It's a lot of fun, and you can check out our Spotify playlist. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That is consistently growing and becoming bigger and bigger, and we greatly appreciate that. The other thing is our 5-star reviews, which you can give us on Apple Podcast, Spotify, wherever else you can give us a review. In addition to that, make sure when you get the book, you go on Amazon, give us a 5-star review there, and really pump up the book and help us out. And we really appreciate that, guys. And we'll certainly give you guys a shout out when you do so. As a matter of fact, we have another review we got on Apple Podcasts. I'm going to review for you right now. And that is from Music Lover. Love the show, it says. 5 stars. July 2024, and I just started listening to this podcast. I've been binging mostly the album review and the What If Al Alive LPs. As a Kiss fan since 74, I still find out things I never knew about, and I love the humor and how the guys are willing to take every member down a notch. Who knew a lifelong New Yorker wouldn't mind listening to a couple of Bostonians talk about Kiss? Is you one of the fans? In the Gene voice, you should have loved it. Joey, is that your comment?
Even though trust me, if I knew I could leave you guys comments, tell me where it is, and I'll leave you a couple comments.
Please don't.
Well, anyways, we thank you for that review. And if you want to give us a review on Apple Podcasts, we'll certainly read it and give you a shout out. So thank you for that. And let us know who you are. We always ask people to DM us afterwards, give us a heads up so we can say thank you personally for you and your assistance with the actual show. What we always like to do is end on famous last words. I've got 3 of us. Do you have any?
I took a ride with a one-way ticket. I aimed my arrow at the mark and hit it. We all need to be somebody.
Been broken down, but not defeated. I kept on punching back till I succeeded. We all need to be somebody now.
Poetry.
We stop at nothing, even climbed barbed wire. We struck a match and set the world on fire. And if we tried, we couldn't get much higher now.
That's right. Everyone around the world, raise your glasses.
Woo!
Woo! Monday, 8/26. Raise those glasses, everybody.
Joey Cassata, Tom, every contributor and help on Raise Your Glasses, Loudcasters, Kiss Army. Thank you.
Seriously, guys, thank you so much. Everyone out there that contributed to this book. You guys have been emailing and messaging and contacting us, dying for when this book comes out. It'll be out on Monday. We could not have done it without any of you. And, of course, the people who contributed to actually making the book, like Nigel and Jeff Trott and everyone else involved. You too, thank you for bringing me along for the ride. It's been a great, great ride. I can't wait to do another one with you, even with Zeus's spreadsheets.
Guys, I can't even think of the right words to express the gratitude for the fans, the listeners, and, of course, my 2 Kiss brothers here, Zeus and Joey. This is an amazing accomplishment. I couldn't be prouder of everything that we've done, and I can't wait for this to go live. Zeus, as always, my friend, thank you.
Even Joey's margins. Peace out, Girl Scout. Hit the music. What I'd like now is for all you fat, out-of-shape, worldwide kiss-tards to keep the noise down while I show your ladies what a real sexy man looks like.
Listen, all you people out there sitting on rented furniture, settle down.
Cut the music. Anybody seen Richie? Anybody know why Richie did Bobby Lupo?